San Francisco is in the middle of a comeback, but we know it's also facing significant challenges, from public safety to the business environment to housing affordability to the homelessness crisis and, of course, addiction on our city streets.
Unsatisfied with the direction those key issues have been going in, people voted in a political newcomer as mayor, and yesterday marked the 100th day of Mayor Daniel Lurie's administration.
For the first time in 5 years, people feel San Francisco is headed in the right direction. We even got Charles Barkley invested in San Francisco again. Listen, I'm incredibly proud of what we're building, but I'm not satisfied. I am not satisfied. Today is not a victory lap. It's a progress report.
And here with us now in the studio to talk more about the progress and the future, Mayor Daniel Lurie. Welcome, Mayor. I feel like we should be offering you coffee or something because this is 6 hours into your day already.
We've had a long day already, but it's been a good day. We got to commemorate the 1906 earthquake. The resilience of our city was on full display this morning, and it's on full display every single day. We have a lot to be grateful for, but we have a lot of work to do as well.
And that work involves challenges, the budget. We've talked about the billion-dollar possibility of the shortfall. Let's talk about the huge development. Is it true that last night your office sent an email to all department heads saying that you're probably going to have to take more control over their budget decisions?
We have a nearly $1 billion budget deficit that we inherited. And in the past, they've been papered over, these deficits, with one-time funding. That funding is not there this year. We don't know what to expect from the federal government. We have uncertainty with the economy. We have to tighten our belts. And the department heads and I are having discussions every single day. We have to get tough right now because it's a crisis and we have to do something about it. And I look forward to working with our department heads, our friends in labor, our nonprofit partners as well around contracting. So we will get this budget balanced. It's going to be tough, though, over the next few weeks.
And you've challenged those department heads to slash 15% of their individual budgets. What progress has been made on that so far?
Some departments we've gotten there, others we haven't, and that's where these discussions are headed over the next few weeks. Listen, our departments do incredible work. The City Hall employees, I was just out with gardeners this morning at 7 a.m. at Golden Gate Park. We are doing incredible work with the resources we have. And we will continue to do that in service of the residents and the taxpayers of San Francisco, but we're going to have to do more with less, and that's just the reality of it. And I think everybody's got to come to grips with that.
100 days in office, it feels like we were just covering your swearing-in ceremony yesterday, but here we are. What's been the biggest challenge as you've assumed this position within City Hall that you weren't expecting when you walked into the job?
I think I've said this a couple of times. I think just the culture of making sure that we all realize we're a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week city. We are, tourism is our #1 industry. We got to be cleaning bus shelters Saturdays and Sundays and not just 9 to 5, Monday through Friday. And I think just building on that, COVID, we got a lot of work from home, understandably. Now we're getting everybody back to the office at least 4 days a week. We just got to make sure we send a message to everybody around the world that we're open for business. We want you to come visit us. We want to fill our hotels, fill our streets. We want to bring nightlife back. We got these incredible night markets happening all over the city. And so just pushing that culture, but it hasn't been met with that much resistance, actually. I think people are ready to go all in on San Francisco.
Yeah, and look, in your speech, you said people feel like the city's headed in the right direction, right? And you mentioned some of the reasons why maybe that they're feeling that way. But I want to ask you, especially with the budget challenges you just mentioned, right? Is it realistic to be able to do all those things that you just talked about, whether it's cleaning the streets or more support for the homeless and, getting control of the drugs and getting the tourists back, messaging, especially in this federal government economic climate and the potential trade war and all that. How do you keep up that optimism? What are the concrete things that need to be done?
It starts with what we just saw this morning. 1906, this city was devastated. We came back stronger than ever. 1989 earthquake, COVID. We have been through tough times before in this city. And if there's one thing that we all know about this city is we do not give up. And I would never bet against San Francisco or San Franciscans. This city is on the rise. 35% decrease in property crime, 15% decrease in violent crime, car break-ins at a 22-year low. SFPD is doing really good work, our fire department, our first responders. And once again, going back to our parks have never looked better. So Muni on the rise as well. Ridership is up. People love Muni. They love riding Muni. So we can do this. We can do more with less in the coming years because we know how. We're a city that knows how.
Yeah, that less is more mantra seems to be something that a lot of Bay Area cities are trying to contend with right now, this tough budget cycle that we're in. I also want to shift gears and mention the crackdown on open-air drug use, open-air drug markets in the city. We've seen these crackdowns coordinated in the Mission, in the Tenderloin, and we've seen dozens of people arrested at a time. Do we have a sense of how many of those people are getting help moving into shelters? How many of them might be facing charges and leading to convictions?
Julian, I was just on 6th Street about 30 minutes ago, and it is still not where we need it to be. It's better, but I was talking to somebody who said that they were finally getting into housing. But the big complaint is we don't have enough shelter beds, and that's our administration's commitment. We are going to stand up 1,500 emergency shelter and treatment beds. We're going to meet people where they're at, but we can no longer allow people to sleep on our streets. 2 people a day are dying of fentanyl on our streets still and in our hotels. We have to do better. We're going to do better, and we are going to continue enforcing the law. People around the country, around the world need to know you can't come to San Francisco any longer and deal drugs. And we don't want people doing drugs openly either. We want them coming inside, getting counseling, and we are going to make sure that that happens in the coming months.
You've expressed that your wish is to make it easier for businesses to open up shop here and for more housing to be built, especially affordable housing. How specifically?
Yeah.
What are the concrete plans that we'll see soon?
Permit SF is going to streamline permitting. We have 8 different departments that have a say. Rich Hillis, our planning director, is taking over in terms of streamlining our permit process. You're going to see simple things like tables and chairs on sidewalks not have to go through weeks or months of permitting. So we are going to do little things. We just announced our family zoning plan where we want to make it easier for people to know where and when they can build housing. So Permit SF will help with small businesses. It'll help with housing. We of course need interest rates to come down to help us do that as well. But listen, our administration is focused on small businesses and on business coming back to San Francisco and saying, hey, you have an ally in City Hall. We're going to work with you, not against you. For far too long, what we've been hearing is they feel like they have an enemy in City Hall. Well, now they have a friend.
Okay, we've got Charles Barkley to change his tune. Hopefully we're done with this San Francisco doom loop narrative and we're moving the page forward.
Julian, we are a city on the rise. The narrative is changing. It's changing around this country. People are starting to invest. We're seeing companies coming back. We're seeing real estate being bought, big purchases, buildings. And so it's an exciting time to be in San Francisco. So let's go.
Okay, at the risk of making you late to your next thing, which I definitely don't want to do, Mayor, but I do want to ask this because you announced that Waymo will be allowed back on Market Street, the portion that's currently closed. I know that some safety, advocates and also cyclists are concerned, and the rideshare companies are saying, what about us? One, is this still evolving? Is there a way to make it fair to all parties? And then 2, do you see having more traffic back on Market Street as a vital part of the city coming back, that part of Market coming back?
First, let me be clear. Transit is key to the recovery of downtown. So Muni is our focus there. Throughput has to remain high. So nothing will get in the way of that. We are allowing Waymo to map Market Street right now. And so we're going to see how that happens over the next couple of months. No major decisions have been made on either side, but one thing I do know, once again, Market Street, whether you're there early in the morning, middle of the day, or at night, there's not a lot of activity. We need to bring life back to that street. We have a design competition that is a global design competition for Market Street, something that the applications are all about how can we change Market Street in 18 months. It's not like a 10-year project. So we're going to look at every avenue we can to restore vitality downtown. We have to bring people downtown. We need to make downtown a 24/7 neighborhood again, and this is one step.
All right, San Francisco Mayor Daniel Lurie, 100 days into the job. We'll continue to follow the progress throughout the rest of the term.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much.